eye makeup remover. It's nice and light, oil free. You can even use this safely with contacts, okay? Trust me, I know because I've done that. So I have my contacts in today, but I'm only taking off my brow, okay? So you guys can see. Don't tell my truth. All right? So you see how it just kind of cleans that off really nice? I'm not taking off all my makeup, but I'm taking off the brows. And I think I'm gonna do both brows for you guys, so you guys can see that. So it's not like I have a bad shape. So I do get my eyebrows waxed from time to time, but I don't have to do it very often. So I really have them just clean up underneath. You guys know how you want that to be nice and clean? Yeah. So I'll take off my middle. All right. So the key thing about eye makeup remover, not eye makeup remover, but eyebrows, is you definitely want to make sure you know where your landmarks are. So what I'm going to use, typically in a class, I have people take off everything, but you definitely want to make sure your skin is clean. Don't you guys think that's important? Mm-hmm. So this is one of our little facial cloths. We have them where they come in packs of 30. I only use a quarter of it. So I tell even my customers, you only need like a quarter size. It already has a little bit of soap on it, but it's not going to be too soapy. But you just want really clean brows because it's hard if you have a lot of oil around them or old product. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. Okay. And I'm just going to dry that off. So that way it's nice and clean. Can you guys see?
Yes.
Okay. So if you are really close to me, you'll notice one brow is a little bit, doesn't come in as much. So as women, everybody's a little bit different. Sometimes your right foot is a little bit larger than the left. You guys notice that?
Yeah.
Right. So no one is completely symmetrical on both sides. And that's okay. So you'll see that also with yourself when you take a look in the mirror tonight, or consultants, you'll see that with your customers. So what's really important with the eyebrows is you want to measure your eyebrows. So there are 3 key areas. You want to focus in on the head of the brow, okay? The head of the brow should go right in line with the sulcus of the nose, okay? So you see how there should be a straight line here, okay? Now the other side, you guys see I'm short. See it? Right? Now you can see it. I told you, but you didn't really see it. Okay, so now you see it's a little bit short. So even has to pull that brow in a little bit, right? Because I want some uniformity, right? I want it to you want it to match. You don't want anybody to come up and be like, you're short. Yeah. I don't think that would happen, but you just want to kind of be ready for that. So the other part of the brow that's really important, what I like to really hone in on is, of course, that point, okay? So the point should actually pretty much fall in line with your eye. Okay, so I'm going to look here at the mirror. So I know my point should be right here. So it really lines up with the color part of your eye, or the iris. Okay, does that make sense? When people look at you, that point should be right there. Okay, the other interesting point that we all need to know is the tail of the brow. Most women, and especially as we get older, your thyroid is a little depleted, or it gets a little crazy sometimes. And so you'll notice that the eyebrow length is not adequate sometimes. So it's a little bit shy where it needs to be. So it should line up with the point of your nose. And you see mine is just a little short. Okay? You guys can see that? That making sense? You guys see me over here? So where the point of my nose is, that's where it should tail. So I always pull my tail out just a little bit. So that way it all goes in line. 3 key points. Once you got that, guys, I'm telling you, you are set. You are set, okay? So this is a spoolie brush that is one of my favorite. So it's like a everyday mascara brush on one end, and it has an eyeliner brush on the bottom. The eyeliner brush is really important if you ever get any of our color, shadows, whatnot. I use shadows sometimes even for eyeliners. So like today I use like that starry, is that the color we have, that really dark one? Onyx. And I put it, underneath on my eyes. So I use it all the time. So, but the spoolie brush is important because you definitely want to make sure you're brushing your brows up. Okay. And you want to do that on both sides. Okay. And then we have what's called a precision brow pencil. And I want to make sure I have the right color. I love my little stand here. Okay, so our precision brow pencil is really nice. So it's a nice, tight little brow pencil. And what you want to do is really work on it to outline the brow. Can you guys see me back there? Okay, good. So when I'm outlining the brow, I want to use short strokes. Very short strokes. see that? I'm making that point, and then I'm actually angling it down. Okay. Now, the other trick is that other brow. Remember, it's a little bit shy of where it needs to be. It's the short one, right? So you're going to start, because you just want to be in line with the hair of the brow. So I just angle it, and I'm making sure I'm parallel. Okay. Can everyone see?
Yes.
All right, and so then you can fill in with short strokes as well, but it's not real full. But if you have areas that feel sparse, you can fill in a little bit. But I have this wonder drug that's called eyebrow tint that I'm about to show you guys. This is one of my absolute favorites. So the brow tint, I'm going to show you my color. This is dark brunette. So this is also dark brunette in the pencil. We have several shades. We have blonde, dark blonde, brunette, dark brunette. We also have a black brown in that pencil. This is still a little bit shy. When I look at myself straight on the front on, I'm like, okay, that needs just a little bit more. They don't need to meet, but they need to angle as if they were going to meet. Does that make sense? Okay. Doesn't that look natural? Right. They got it right with these pencils. Okay. So then the brow tint is amazing. So it's like half of a brush. If you think of a regular mascara brush, it's about half, but it's nice and tight. So it's like a little petite one. And that's because it should be about the width of what an eyebrow should be. It shouldn't be extra long. Have you seen people try to color in with mascara? And it's easy to mess up. It's because that brush is just too long. It wasn't made for that. It was made for lashes. So short eyebrows, you need a short brush. So it keeps it nice and tight and uniform. But it mimics hair. I know. So that way you don't have to use the pencil, but for what the pencil's made for, which is really just to give you that definition, that precision definition, and then you can fill in. And then of course I do clean up a little
Before
bit,
you do the
little bit of
that's
concealer.
what I want to see.
Can you guys see? Yep, I was gonna stop. You guys see that?
Mhm.
Isn't that a night and day difference?
Yes.
Right? And then it doesn't matter if you don't have enough brow, right? You can just fill in. So even the outside, you know, I just go down a little bit in a nice straight line. And I'm like, wow, it really fills it in. Isn't that great? All right. And so then I'm going to do the other brow. So a lot of times I like to kind of start in the body part of the brow. And it's okay if you go out. We're going to clean this up. And then I kind of just fill in forward. You guys notice that. So it's better to do the body first and then go in forward and then go out. Because the body can take up most of that excess product and you have a lot less to clean. I mean, I've even just given people brows, given them life back. They're like, oh my gosh. So think about the people who would benefit from something like this. It's an amazing product. The Precision pencil is only $14 and the brow tint is only $14 and our spoolie brush is only $10. Hot dog, okay? How does that look?
Wow.
I mean, I could stop there. I won't, but I could stop there. Any questions about any of these two products?
You said your pencils how much?
These are 14. Each are 14. And then the spoolie brush is just $10, okay? So the other thing I like to do is outline to make it look more defined. Now, of course, you know, my skin was already prepped. I had on CC cream kind of all over. So the CC cream is a great product, and I didn't put that on first. But just to show you guys an idea of what that looks like, I'll just use a little sponge. Last time we were here, we all loved the CC cream, right? So typically with every class, we put CC on first. And I'm doing it out of order, but you just imagine I put this on all over my face. So I'm just gonna fill this in so that way my concealer looks okay. And then I'm gonna put foundation on last. But you see how that's my skin tone? Okay, so it's really a complexion corrector, but it's a really good base that you put on even before you put your brows on. CC cream, complexion corrector. And one pump is enough for your whole face. I just put a little bit in my tray because I wanted, I'm like, oh, my center's not done. But typically I would put that on first all over, okay? But yeah, for sake of time, I'm just kinda catching you up. The CC cream will go on first all over. It doesn't have to be dry. Then you would just go right in and do your precision, brow pencil, right? What's the next step after your brow pencil?
The brush.
The tint, right,
Yeah.
your eyebrow tint, okay, so now we're all caught up. And then the last step we would do would actually be concealer, and I have my own concealer brush, it's still a Mary Kay brush. Okay, so the concealer comes in a tube like this, it comes in all shades, it comes in light ivory, deep ivory, it also comes in light beige, deep beige, light bronze, which is my shade, and it also comes in deep bronze. Okay, so we have a concealer for everyone. It's the concealer that heals. This stuff takes like 10 years off, okay? So you guys don't see me without concealer, so, 'cause that would be under the eye area, so. But remember, everything that happens in this room stays in this room, okay? But the great thing about our concealer is you can put it wherever you need to. So I always tell women, it should go anywhere in your face where you have a blemish or scar, or something you wanna cover up and like erase, okay? So that it just really neutralizes. So I usually typically use it under my eye area. Way back in the day, I used to have some acne scars, and so I would cover those up until I was on a really good skincare regimen where it took care of all of that, you know. So for hygiene purposes, I just put some on my tray, but this is something you can just put where you need it. But at home, my personal practice, when I'm doing my eyebrows, I love to use my hand as a palette. Anybody else have done that? So I will put the product on the back of my hand at home, then use my concealer brush, and I use exactly what I need, okay? The concealer, the way it is in the tube, I use it when I'm covering up under eye areas and things like that. But for my eyebrows, I need it how I need it, okay? So I'm getting a little bit of that concealer, and what I'm going to do, and I'll start, but remember how we talked about those short, small strokes? That is so important. I'm doing the exact same thing. This cleans up, and it also gives you a highlight under that brow. It lifts that brow. So then when you do your eyeshadow, it's gonna pop even more, okay? So it just gives you that detailed definition. Now, if you wanna fade the center of your brows, you know you can use your brush. I know a lot of the young ones, I need it faded. I'm 46, I don't need the fade, but I've done the fade, but you know, I'm kinda like, okay. I just need brows, okay? Jesus, just give me brows. That I don't leave home without. How does that look? So you see the difference of the one that I concealed and the one that I didn't. Either is fine, it's your preference. Sometimes you're just running out in the store, you don't have to do all of this, but you might wanna do all of it. But you see, it didn't take me a whole lot of time, okay? That's what I like to impress. So I messed up a little bit here, it will erase that. Just those short strokes. Cleans it up. And it just makes it look clean, even if you need to go get, you know, like a touch up, you know, to get them threaded or waxed. You know, it just really helps clean them up. So, that's that, and like if you wanna fade it a little bit or take out less product, you can use your spoolie brush. You can do it as much as you want or as little as you want. And then I also just angle in the corners. I like to angle my brows out a little bit. Don't have to, but I like my center kinda clean. And I need a little bit, I brushed away a little bit of my brow. So you see I can just go and touch that up. Isn't that neat?
Nice.
Wow, okay? So then the last thing I do to really kind of set my brows is I put, well, second to last, is I put on a little bit of my mineral powder makeup. So this is a foundation that's nice and light. I have oily skin, So I typically wear my minerals all over, but it's okay to put over your brows, and it just makes them look natural, and it kind of just keeps it all in place. Okay, kind of helps dry them. And then the last thing I do is my makeup finishing spray. Just miss that and it sets it. Okay? Questions? Liz?
Did you put mineral powder actually on your eyebrows?
I just brushed around. Not like around, but yeah. I didn't mess them up, so it's a nice light dusting.
Okay.
How much is the concealer and the CC cream?
Good question. The CC cream is $20. It'll last you a while because you only need one pump of it. And our concealer also lasts a while. It's $16 for it too. You can use it anywhere on the face.
The CC cream is similar to BB cream.
It is, but ours is a complexion corrector, so it actually does like 8 things. It also has SPF 15 in it, so it's got that sunscreen in it naturally.
Nice.
Yeah. Nice, clean feel. So, and we can let you guys try some if you want. All right, anybody who's got some brows that are kind of clean? They don't have to be perfect. Want to be a model? Okay. Yay! Let's give her a hand.
Mine are not clean at all.
No, you can stop.